Hey, what is up guys? Masterleaf here, back to do another video. And you may notice that there is something a little bit different here. It is a 2v2 game. Yeah, that's right, I'm playing some 2v2s. I'm going to be practicing for the upcoming 2v2 tournament. Bike Rush originally offered to play with me in that 2v2 tournament, but I declined the offer because I think it would be too easy for us. That's my reason. I think if I team with Phoenix, there'll be more evenly balanced teams in this event. I've won every event teaming with Bike Rush, so it would be nice to have a little bit of a change and go with Phoenix, for instance. So that will be a fun tournament. I want to get into shape for that. I'm going to play during the weekends. I'll try and get a few series games in during the week, but I'm a little bit busy at this present time. Anyway, this is going to be Ice Arena. My ally will be Panic, and my opponents will be Tipsy and Phoenix, a formidable team. And Panic here, he was a little bit rusty. He doesn't play all that much now, but he does have great gameplay. Him and Andre back in the day were very brutal. And Panic has more experience in 2v2s than I do. I play 1v1s predominantly, a bit like Technique, though Technique really never got into team games at any stage. I remember winning with Dirty Dutch, that 2015 2v2 championship. We beat Wookie Bert and Bike Rush in the grand finals. Wish I had recorded that back then, but my computer could not record back then, unfortunately. But it would have been amazing because I was on comms with him, and the 2v2 teamwork was really good. It's all about synergy in 2v2s and team games. If you have an ally that understands you and your playstyle, you can conjure up some ideas and strategies that aren't possible in 1v1s. Like for instance, if your ally is a Scrin player and you're a GDI player, you can ask him to build disintegrators and put them in APCs. These are just basic examples, but such a powerful unit combo. In this case, Panic will be Mark Kane, I will be Reaper-17. Pretty interesting combo. You do see a lot of faction combos. I'm not sure what the best one is nowadays. Back in the day it was Blackhand and Traveler, because they were simply the two best factions, but I can't tell you what the best faction is nowadays. Nod was briefly the best faction just because they had overbuffed Scorpion tanks for a while. I did nerf that in R21H because the tournaments I was witnessing shown me that the Scorpions were a little overused and Scrin players never could handle them. They gained too much map control. Scrin were really base contained until tier 3. Only tripods could be made against them. I had issues with this. I took issue with it and I decided to tone down that buff, which wasn't my idea originally, but I decided I had seen enough, and I think now is much better. You have more variety in the games. Reaper-17 is one of those factions that a lot of players shun just because they don't have the teleporting hexapod, but they do get really good tripods charged up. They do amazing damage. It's 10% additional damage when you charge them up, plus they get that upgrade which doubles the storage capacity. $2,000 for their shields. They have other small perks like the Tiberium Vibration Scan costing nothing, and the other advantages like these Shardwalkers are really helpful for you. They have more damage. It's 33% damage on those Shardwalkers compared to the Gunwalkers. Same health and everything, but the damage is a little bit more. And that's going to be really helpful if my opponent on my side is Traveler-59, because these Shardwalkers will take 1 or 2 less shots to kill the cultist members. I'm going to pull this Gunwalker back to base for some quick repairs. I'm going to split some forces off as well, just in case there's some descents up there, because I have not yet established what exact Scrin faction my opponent is. That's why I'm making these Gunwalkers, just in case he is Traveler. Then I'll be able to dispatch them with these Gunwalkers, these cultist squads. Powered down my portal earlier. I think it's not worth it selling it as Scrin. You get one buzzer, $300 and a buzzer. Not sure if it's worth it. I opted to keep it around. I'm aiming to stasis my opponent's tier 3 and prevent him from building mecha Ps, but in this case my opponent already has them, so he's done the exact same thing as me, went for mecha Ps on 3 refineries. So it's going to be mecha v mecha. You can reveal your opponent's mecha Ps in the Fog of War by using the Tiberium Vibration Scan, if you didn't know. Haven't really checked what Panic's doing. This is like 1v1 times 2. You got to play really with the same player a number of times before you can develop good teamwork skills. But yeah, more mecha Ps falling. I score myself 3 mecha P kills, and a 4th one goes down there. So I got 6 mecha Ps, and now Phoenix will have to come to the aid of his ally. I'm going to put down these reconstruction drones because some of those mecha heads are pretty wounded. Another mecha P comes out, and I'm camping this portal here so the Prodigy, if it spawns, will not be able to get off any area mind controls. So no cultists and no Prodigies. And these blue Shardwalkers can one-shot kill the cultist members. I'm going to stasis the tier 3. And in 1.02 R21, mecha Ps, when they approach a stasis shield, will not get trapped within that stasis. So I'm just going to circle around this. If that were 1.02, the mechas would get trapped in that stasis shield, and that would suck. But in this case here, it's going to force the harvesters to go off the line. And sadly for me, Panic has not dealt with his side, and my base is going to be under siege very soon. But I do have an Eradicator Hexapod being queued. That's going to come out very shortly, and that's exactly what I need to defend against this off. I purchased the blue shard upgrade, and in R21, the Eradicator Hexapod also benefits from the blue shard if you have the Ravager garrison. It's about a 60% increase in damage relative to the green Ravager, which I also did buff, but it was more minimal, the treatment on the vanilla green Ravager. But yeah, these Scorpion tanks, and yeah, those Scorpions actually Panics, but my Hexapod's going to deal with this. Nice defense from Panic, does place some laser turrets down. Maybe he lost his tech center because otherwise he'd be placing obelisks. You can get quad turrets nowadays. That's an upgrade that is really still yet to become popular. I don't know why. Many people forget that it exists. But if you don't upgrade it, you're getting worse turrets overall. Because I did account for the 4th turret when rebalancing the tip core SAM turrets and supercharged particle beam shredder turrets. You need the quad turret upgrade to receive that full damage output. Lots of Orcas coming in. No ceramic armor, but my refinery does fall. Minimal losses were inflicted, so that was a pretty good win there for Phoenix. Will slow me down. That has unfortunately given Tipsy time to recover. He, remember, faced his harvesters before, so he's going to have income. He's going to have his tier 3 back online, and I have just Eradicated Hexapod to my name. I had to deal with this force in my base. I lost my tier 3, and my base was ravaged by those Pred APCs. So yeah, Panic, I'm not sure what he's doing, but I can see Zocom Orcas, and they're quite intimidating here. And my strategy is going to be very unorthodox in dealing with the Trav player. I'm not going to go into tripods because I know those are easily mind controlled. I don't want to build units that can be mind controlled. So instead, I'm going to make full use of the blue shard upgrade that I purchased earlier and build Ravagers. Blue shard Ravagers, by the way, deal huge damage to Skrin units. Gun damage in general, Skrin is pretty weak against. And I'm aware of this weakness, so I'm going to build a bunch of Ravagers and also Shardwalkers. The Shardwalkers to kill the Cultist, the Hexapod there to tank damage, and I see a Prodigy. I'm going to use my Buzzer Swarm on this. Oh man, I was so stunned by what I just saw there. The Prodigy, the second I used the Buzzer Swarm, turned the other way. What are the chances of that happening? I don't even know, but I was a bit tilted at this point. I'm moving my drone ship forward. just so I can place base defenses on the front line. If I can place some buzzer hives, that would be great. Hexapod in first is a great idea, and because I reduced the pre-fire delay on this Ravager garrison, this Prodigy can't teleport in a tripod because my Hexapod will just aim that Prodigy and kill it. There won't be a significant delay before those shards shoot, so the Hexapod will be able to kill it before it gets the opportunity to teleport a tripod, and then the tripod subsequently EMPs my Hex. So there you see, the Hexapod deals with that Prodigy, and now this Hexapod with its triple blue shard Ravager hardpoints will do major damage to this force. And look at these Ravagers go. The 4 or 5 tripods falling almost instantaneously, but my Hexapod, unfortunately for me, will fall as well. That is unfortunate. And look at these Ravagers go, man. So many Ravagers. This is a very unorthodox strategy. And these Gunwalkers in the back are going to be taking care of the buzzer hive buzzers that spawn. I need to kill the husks. Mechapeds can crush them, and since they're not friendly husks, you can crush husks. In R21, if you build Mechapeds and equip toxin segments, you can heal allied tripod husks. Otherwise, they'll destroy the allied husks as well, because I got feedback in the past for some units not being able to target and kill allied husks. The Orca and Flame Tank came to mind. So I've got the Mechapeds, I have the Ravagers, and I have the Shardwalkers, and Panic's moving into Phoenix's base. But Phoenix still has his Marv, he still has Zocom Orcas, and a lot of my force has been thinned out, and I believe I did lose my drone ship, or I must have moved it before and forgot where I moved it to. But yeah, I simply at this point want to go into Phoenix's base and deal with what he has left. He's got a Marv. This force of Panics is getting watered down. He's going to be retreating. I think Panic is going to probably lose this game. But my Mechapeds come in, they sweep in, see a bunch of Orcas landed on those combat support airfields. Those Firehawks as well have nowhere to land. Temporal Wormhole comes down, and this heroic Ravager, look at that heroic Ravager. It's killed so much in this game, and it's just continuing to do damage. Look, almost one-shotting a refinery with its tip agitation support power. A unit seldom seen in 2v2s is receiving a great showcase in this game. And the Mechapeds are also going to provide me with anti-air cover, and if my opponent has his own Mechapeds, those mechas will be able to engage them, as well as the Ravagers with their special ability, the tip agitation. But I did reduce the tip agitation range in the most recent patch update, because that was a little bit oppressive versus GDI. They basically had to build sniper APCs. It was oppressive early on one refinery. Specifically, there was a Traveler-59 rush that made it so. But yeah, this force of mine just has no answer. The Hexapod, it got killed super fast. Like my opponent was forced to phase that the second it went into combat. That Prodigy did not dodge a second time, and it fell right away. That Hexapod has no way to retreat, and it's going to be falling. And with that, the game will be over. And there's the heroic Ravager. Not a single squad member had been lost there, and I was able to take out the trap player with Reaper-17, which usually does not have the tools or the abilities to destroy Traveler, but in that game there it looked super over, it looked busted, and that is really a positive thing. I really was surprised at how effective those Blue Shard Ravagers and Shardwalkers along with the Hex were against the Traveler-59 player, but it was made that way. I purposefully made the Blue Shard Hex garrison to equalize that matchup for Reaper-17. It exists for that reason. The changes as well contribute to that. Even going back as far as the early game where the Descents deal 50% less damage to buzzers, that's a new change as well. There's so much going on with the patch, and it does balance out the matchups more, and you're going to see more of these unorthodox tactics and factions being picked more in the future. So yeah guys, hope you all enjoyed this 2v2 game. I'm going to bring you more games, so stay tuned. Anyways, this is me, Master Leaf. Peace out.